Friends, and welcome to a video I haven't done in a very long time, a type of video I haven't done in a very long time. Welcome to a pick a card reading. So pick a card reading is the term used to describe this kind of video, this kind of content. But let me take a minute to explain how it works, because it has literally been a hot minute since I last did one of these. I have been wanting to do one for quite some time, just because they're fun, fun for me, and hopefully fun and helpful for you as well. All right, so pick a card. Basically what it is where I, the reader, do multiple readings in the same way. So using the same cards, using the same layout, asking the same questions, etc. But obviously the reading itself will be different. The concept behind it is that you think about what it is you need help and guidance with. You think about yourself, you think about your circumstances. I then present you with choices as to picking a message. Okay, so in this particular case there are going to be three options for you to choose from. So you get to choose reading number one, reading number two, or reading number three. And once you've chosen the reading based on your intuition, you can use any method you like to choose the reading that you're drawn to. But once you've chosen your reading, basically, if you look at the timeline down below, I will have timestamps, which means that you can jump straight to the message, the reading that you are drawn to, that you are needing to listen to. So the reading that I'm going to do now, the pick a card that I'm doing, is going to be looking ahead at the next couple of months. So I am recording this at the beginning of May 2025, but if you find this video at any time, let it be applicable to the current month that you're in and the 2 months after that. So if you find this video on the 10th of the month, it'll be for the remainder of the month you're in, plus the next 2 months after that, etc. Okay, so it's basically current month plus two. We're going to look at the energies of these time periods for you, and we're also going to look at, what is the way to navigate and to work with the energies of this current month plus the next 2 months to your advantage. Now, to do this particular reading, I'm going to start off, and things are probably going to fall here. I'm going to start off pulling an oracle card. An oracle card which is going to set the theme, set the tone, just sort of give us basic information around the next 2-3 months for you. And I'm going to use the Intuitive Whispers Oracle, which is, as you're going to see, just such a phenomenal deck. And then the actual tarot reading is going to be done by the Next World Tarot, which is powerful, strong, to the point, direct, but yet still so absolutely fabulous. So those are the decks that I'm going to use to do this reading. So now let's get into the selection part. Now you have an idea of what a pick a card is. You have an idea of what we're looking at in this particular reading. So let's get straight into it. On screen now will be an image of something to help you choose whether you're going to go for reading one, reading two, or reading three. So allow yourself to be naturally drawn to one of the three bundles, piles, groups, whatever it, readings, however you want to label it, however you want to call it. But let what I have put on screen now be your guide. So are you drawn to number one, drawn to number two, or drawn to number three? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust your own higher self, your guidance, to lead you to the reading that you need to hear. And then you can use, as I said, the timestamps below to go straight to reading one, straight to number two, or straight to number three. If you enjoy your video, if you enjoy your reading, if you enjoy the message that comes through for you, please consider giving the video a thumbs up. If you haven't already done, smash that subscribe button for me, please. And let me know how you feel about this. Do you want me to bring pick a cards back, or just one every now and again? Does that work for you? Because I used to do them religiously every Friday. I would release a pick a card. I don't know if I have the time to do that now, but if you want them on a regular basis, I will see what I can do for you. So let me know. I am sending you all much love and blessings. Enjoy your message, enjoy your reading, and see you at your bundle. So, welcome to those of you who chose I Am Fearless as your reading and message for today. So, let's start off with drawing a card from the Oracle, giving it a quick shuffle. This is going to give you the theme for this reading. And obviously, this reading is looking at the next couple of months of your life. So, let's have a look. Your theme is your body is like a book. Oh, I love that. So we have this book, we have this nature scene, we have planet, there's snakes, there's butterflies, there's all, I want to say all symbols of transformation, all symbols of change and transformation. So while we talk about your body is like a book, I'm going to shuffle the tarot deck and lay out the cards for the rest of the reading. So as I said to you, the things that I noticed there is how all these symbols that have come through in that particular card are symbols of change, are symbols of transformation. And if you think about a book holds a story. And when you start reading the story, you have no idea what the story is about or how it's going to unfold. And every single page in that book is a new something. You know, sometimes it's frightening, sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's exhilarating, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's overwhelming, you know, but we don't stop. We keep turning those pages. And every time we turn the page, we've gathered more information, we have more understanding, but we also have the apprehension and the excitement about all the rest that is still to come. So your body is like a book. When I read that, when I understand that, it's basically saying that we need to understand that, yes, our body is a reflection of where we've been, what we've done, and what we've achieved in the past. So our body gives us a good indication of what we have already achieved, accomplished, what we have already experienced. That would be with your scars and marks and whatever else. And then at the same time, you know, if you are happy with where you're at, then that's absolutely fabulous. But if you're not happy, then you get to decide the rest of the book. You get to decide how it unfolds because you are the author. You are the creator. You are the one who decides. Now, it's interesting that we have your body is like a book and you chose I am fearless. Fearless means that you are able and capable and eager to do anything. Nothing scares you. You're not afraid of anything. So your body is like a book. If you want to change who you are, if you want to change your physical reality, if you want to become better, healthier, stronger, whatever it might be, understand that you need to be fearless. You are fearless in order to make the changes. And you are probably somebody who carries many scars, whether they be physical, emotional, mental, or whatever it is, because you have been so fearless in your life up to now. But your body is like a book, is telling you that you need to look at your past, you need to understand what page you're on right now, and you need to understand that you get to write the pages that are coming up in whatever way you want them to with regards to your physical being. Okay, so I have got our tarot laid out. I've left them face down. I'm going to turn them over as we go through them. So card number one is looking at current energy of current month. So whenever it is that you watch this video, as I said, it doesn't really matter when you watch it, but this is the theme of the current month, the theme of today, the page of your book that you are on right now. So let's have a look at your theme for today. We have the Three of Wands. It has a keyword down the bottom here of foresight, okay? And we have all the books. Clearly, there is a theme developing for you here of reading, of books, of knowledge, of understanding, okay? But look at his face. He doesn't look very enthusiastic. He doesn't look very excited. If anything, he seems a bit overwhelmed. He seems a bit burdened. There are books everywhere. So basically, Three of Wands, I like to refer to Three of Wands as the card of a checkpoint. Three of Wands is the card that says to your right, so you haven't arrived at your destination yet. You've started the journey, you've started the progress, you've started the experience, but you haven't accomplished everything yet. You're sort of halfway, you're sort of part way through. Now, the fact that this particular one has the key word of foresight, and it is Mars in Aries, which is drive and ambition and, you know, just get things done and get things done without any fear. Do you see what I did there? Without any fear. Fearless. I do think the Three of Wands is basically saying to you, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to achieve. Now is the time to actually just get on and do it. Foresight means that when we look back, when we look back at the previous pages of our book, when we look back at who we have been, or what we have done, or what we have achieved, we can see our mistakes. We can see the error of our ways. We can see where we succeeded, where we did well, and where we did not. So we need to learn from the foresight of looking back in order to make the most of our present experience. So whatever it is that you are going through in life at the moment, yes, you need to be fearless. Yes, you understand that your physical body is like the book that you are, the story of your life, that your body is, it reveals and it shows exactly the story. But you need to understand that you are still the one that makes the decisions, that you are still the one that decides. But it's time to jump into action. So again, whenever it is that you find this reading, whenever it is that you've chosen this reading, now is the time to jump into action. Now is the time to get proactive in doing the things that need to be done. No more procrastination. No more procrastination. Now is the time to do the things that need to be done. Let's look at the next month. Again, whenever that might be for you, let's look at the energy of the following month, the second month, next month. And the energy of next month for you, we have is the Queen of Wands, the throne of determination. I love that. Because doesn't that just make so much sense with what we've just said? Here we're saying, let's jump into action. We've got Mars and Aries, jump, go, action, do, make it happen, be proactive. And here we've got the Queen of Wands, the throne of determination, because that's exactly who the Queen of Wands is. She is somebody who is not afraid. She is not afraid. She is quite confident. She is quite strong. She's quite capable. She knows what it is that she wants to achieve. She knows how she's going to achieve it. And she just goes on and does that. So the energy for you, the theme for next month is going to be you being completely and utterly determined and focused, because you've gathered, learned, achieved, and accomplished. You understand what you're working towards. You understand your goals. You understand your ambitions. You understand. So next month, you are going to be that kind of person who just, and it's done. Fabulous. Love it. Now let's look at the month after that. Okay. So current month, next month, the month after that. So this is the theme for the month after that. And here we have the High Priestess. So we have, she's a water sign. She is a water sign. She is represented by the zodiac sign Cancer, and it is also ruled by the moon. And the High Priestess has all the information. So to me, I want to say to you, like we gathered all this information here, we absorbed and took in all the information here in the Three of Wands. We were proactive in gaining information as to who we are, what we're doing right now, where we've been in the past, and where we're going in the future. Understanding that we are the author of our own book, understanding that we are fearless, we can make the changes that we need to make whenever it is we need to make them. So current month, when you watch this video, when you receive this reading, it's about gathering, it's about the action, it's about putting together, it's about accumulating. Then it's like jumping into action, fierce determination, let's get things done. Then in the third month, okay, in the third month, we get the High Priestess. She holds all this information within her. She's not out there telling everybody all her secrets. She's not out there telling everybody what she's doing, why she's doing it, how she's doing it, all the rest of it. She seems to sort of internalize everything for herself. She holds it all within herself. She holds her secrets, and only when she feels, again, I have this foresight over here, only when she feels as if the information would actually help somebody else or help herself, only then does she reveal it. But otherwise, she seems to keep everything very much internalized and for herself. So what does this mean for you? It means current month, next month, the month after that, you are going to be feeling super confident, not arrogant, just confident. You're going to be feeling capable. You're going to be feeling proud. You're going to be feeling as if you have a really solid foundation as to who you are, what you're working towards, how are you doing that, and what it actually looks like. What does success look like for you? So that is the message that the High Priestess has for you, is you're going to be feeling absolutely fantastic. So what I can say to you, so all of you who chose this reading for Fearless, the next current month plus 2 months, you are actually going to be feeling really darn pretty fantastic. You are going to recognize that you are the author of your own book, that you get to decide the adventures and the experiences and the learning and the lessons and all of that that you go through. And you are just going to get on and do it. You're going to get on and do it, and you're going to have that kind of emotion of, I got this. I got this. Because you do, you got this. Right, let's have a look down at the bottom here. So we now have an understanding of the next couple of months. So what is the best way for you to actually embrace the next couple of months? How do we embrace all of this energy? You embrace it with the devil card. So I love that, right? Because the devil card is like, I know a lot of people have a negative connotation with the devil, especially if you come from a Christian background or anything like that. But the truth of the matter is, the devil is temptation. The devil is the energy that shifts you out of the norm into doing something unusual, unexpected. The devil is also the energy of extremes, okay? Because the devil wants you to push boundaries. The devil wants you to do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do. The devil wants you to climb out of your comfort zone. I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I don't know if that's particularly a bad thing. I don't know if climbing out of your comfort zone is something you should be avoiding. I don't know. Because to me, now it's an earth energy, it's Capricorn. Capricorn, now if you know a Capricorn, or if you are a Capricorn, you know how pedantic, secure, and stable, and focused and determined they are. Throne of determination. Capricorns, if they decide on the thing, nothing and no one is going to change their mind. Super hyper vigilant, focused attention. They are so grounded. They are so earthly. They are so solid in who and what they are. We also have Saturn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Okay, so if you know your astrology, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And again, Saturn has a bad reputation, but Saturn's actually quite phenomenal. So Saturn is the planet of limitations and restrictions, but Saturn is also the thing that shifts us out of our comfort zone. Saturn is the planet that makes us reevaluate who we are, the core beliefs of who and what we are, just as the devil does. The devil gives us options, gives us choices, and says to you, what are you going to do and how are you going to do it and what is the best way for you to do? The devil says to you, you know what? Go on and eat that apple. Go on and try that thing. Go on and do that. Break the mold. Because if you don't break the mold from time to time, how do you ever figure out your strengths and weaknesses? How do you ever truly embrace who you are? Remembering your body is like a book. You get to write the story. You get to decide what goes on those pages. You need to be fearless. Now, if you don't embrace the energy of change, the energy of trying something new, the energy of climbing out of your comfort zone, you're not fearless. You chose fearless. You came here on purpose because you chose fearless. You came here on purpose. So how do you embrace the energy of the next 3 months? By doing the unexpected, by pushing boundaries, by trying things that are different and unusual and strange, by saying, oh, I'm scared for that. No, I am fearless. I am writing my book. Let me taste it. Let me try it. Let me push that button. Let me see what happens. Because you know what? It won't be so bad. Okay, our next card is, what change can you expect in your life over this next period? So what is one change that you can expect? We have the Two of Pentacles with a key word of intersection, and it is Jupiter in Capricorn. Capricorn is clearly hounding you guys. Clearly hounding you guys. So the Two of Pentacles is, what change will happen in your life over the next couple of months? And I'm going to say to you, right, we have intersection. What is an intersection? An intersection is that space in the middle of two roads. In the intersection is the middle, is the gap. And what happens when you arrive at an intersection? Think about when you're driving your car. When you arrive at an intersection, the first thing you do is you become cautious. The next thing you do is you make a choice and a decision as to where you want to go, why you want to choose that route, and what is the ultimate goal. Where are you heading? When you get there, you then have to navigate everybody else that's at that same intersection, and you have to decide which way to go. But it's about caution. It's about balance. It's about understanding when it is your turn and then taking that chance, taking that gap and moving forward. So when we arrive at an intersection, if you just blindly go in, you're going to have an accident, you're going to crash, and there is potential for harm. But if you are cautious, if you are careful, if you follow the rules, if you are methodical, and if you know what it is you're wanting to achieve while being aware of everybody else around you, you'll be able to get through that quite comfortably. So an intersection is a time or an area of a little bit of uncertainty, but with being fearless, by understanding who you are and embracing the unexpected, you can navigate it quite carefully. So the change that's going to happen is that when you get to that intersection, when you face this moment of choice and decision, you may, over this period, actually decide to go in a completely different direction. You may get to the intersection, you may look ahead, you're wanting to go straight, but you look ahead and you see that there is crazy traffic up ahead. So you decide, oh, you know what? I'm not going to go that way because there's a challenge, because there's a problem. I'm going to turn this way. So I'm going to turn left, and it might be a slightly longer route, but actually I'll get there in the end no matter what. So this intersection is telling you to take a good look at your circumstance, at your environment, at your surroundings before you decide which way you are going, and then make a decision that suits you, remaining fearless, understanding that you get to make the choices for yourself. You get to decide. And a change that you can expect during these next couple of months is that you will make a better choice for you that will lead you to the same outcome or a better outcome, but going about it a different way, because we're embracing unusual. Okay. And then our final card for you is, how can you be your best self during this time? What is, like, how do you actually just truly embrace this period? How can you be your best self during this period? And we have the Eight of Pentacles, keyword of creation, and it is the sun in Virgo. So look at all these perfect piles. I mean, that is Virgo, like Virgo. Everything is perfect. Everything is exactly as it needs to be. Everything is in its place. There is happiness and perfection. OCD is taken care of. There is nothing that causes any kind of insecurities and doubts. Everything is beautiful. Eight of Pentacles is also the card that says to you, you know what? You have to work hard. You have to work hard. This doesn't happen just. This doesn't happen easily. This doesn't happen without effort. Eight of Pentacles, having the sun in Virgo, having perfection in your life is only possible if you put the effort in, if you put the work in, if you do what needs to be done. Right now, I want to remind you, the energy of current month, the energy of today, you've got Mars and Aries. Get off your butt and get busy. Be fearless. Embrace different, but understand that you have to do the work. Be aware, be cautious, but understand that you have to do the work. And if you put the work in, by the time you get here, life is going to be absolutely fantastic. You are going to have everything that you want, everything that you need, and everything that you desire. But it does require you to do the work. So I think that is just such a fabulous message, no matter what it relates to in your life, whether it's career, relationships, your physical body, your health. But I think the analogy of this is that your life is the book. You are writing the story. You are the author. You get to decide. Don't let your past scars, don't let your past issues, don't let your past determine your future. Embrace the change. Snap out of it. Be completely and utterly fearless and do the things that need to be done. Sending you much love and many blessings. And I do hope that you've enjoyed this reading, and I do hope that it helps you. Sending you love. Take care, friends. So hello and welcome to those of you who chose the reading I Am Fun. You probably are an absolute barrel of fun, and welcome. Let's hope that this reading highlights and shows you how much fun you're going to be having in your life going forward. So let's start with the Oracle deck. So we're going to shuffle this Oracle deck. We're looking for a single card that is going to basically set the tone, along with the I Am Fun, set the tone for this reading as to what it is that you're going to be experiencing for the next few months, right? So the theme for this reading is card 26, trust yourself. So trust yourself, you are fun. Look at all these hearts. Look at all these hearts. We have the eye and we have the wise owl flapping. We have beautiful clouds. It looks like clouds. It looks like water. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I do know that it is absolutely gorgeous. So your theme for this reading is to learn how to trust yourself. So I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we talk a little bit more about how fun you are and how much you do need to trust yourself, why you need to trust yourself, and what that actually may look like. So the first thing that comes to me, the fact that we have this owl front and center, and we know that owls represent wisdom. We know that owls represent truth. And we also know that owls have the ability to turn their heads like all the way around, you know. So owls are quite fascinating creatures. But what does an owl do? An owl doesn't rely on anybody. An owl doesn't, even when it has partner, even when it is, you know, nesting and all the rest of it, an owl is very self-sufficient. It doesn't rely on anybody else around it to tell it what's going on or to give it any kind of inkling. It's all about me, myself, and I. So an owl is very independent, I think is the word that I want to use. Then when we look at that card, we've got all the different elements that are coming into play. We have got air, we have got water, and I know that's not what it is, but it's the way that it's looking at me. So we've got air, we've got water. We also have this plant over here, which is obviously earth. And what is the missing element? I can't think now what the missing. We've got water, we've got air, we've got earth. Fire. We don't have fire, but I think the fire is coming in the bird, as in the owl, as in passion and enthusiasm. Also courage. Now let's bring the element of fun into it while I continue to shuffle the tarot. The element of fun is basically saying that you have the ability to put a smile on your own face, no matter how scary and daunting things may be, but you also have the ability to experience things in a lighter, easier, better way than everybody else does around you. You tend to be a little bit more casual, a little bit more laid back, and a little bit more fun in the approach that you take to life, because you know that you need to be strong and wisdom and brave and courageous and independent and all of those things. But at the same time, you also realize that life doesn't have to be so serious all the time. It's either that, or you're at a place in your life now where you are wanting things to be more fun, where you're wanting to lighten up a little bit, where you're wanting to start experiencing a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness, and to not have everything to be so serious all the time. All right, so let's have a look and see. But the thing that comes through the most is how you've got to trust yourself. The thing that comes through the most is how you've got to start realizing that, like the independent owl, the owl that believes in itself and focuses on itself, you don't need anybody else. I mean, yes, we all need other people in our lives, but when it comes to having fun, when it comes to enjoying whatever it is that you're going through in life, you need to start trusting yourself. Don't feel as if you are not worthy. Don't feel as if you are not good enough. And don't feel as if you need to change who you are in order to be more fun. Okay, learn that you are perfect as you are. Limits and no limits. You are absolutely perfect. You are complete. You are whole. You are fabulous. And therefore you are fun. Let's have a look. Right. So this first card represents the energy of the current month. So if you remember in the intro, I said to you, whatever month it is that you watch this video, whatever month this is the energy of this current month. So let's have a look and see what is the theme for the current month that you are in, and it is the card of Temperance. So Temperance is a fire sign. It's what I was saying was the missing element, right? It is also represented by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So what is Temperance? Temperance is balance. Now if we look at what we have I'm going to call them a fallen angel. Why am I saying that? Well, because they look a little bit disheveled. They're dropping their feathers all over the place, but then they've also succumbed to earthly experiences. We've got all these bottles behind them, and there's a city landscape behind them as well, and they have succumbed to human what's the word, when you are drawn to something. I can't think of the word. It's driving me insane. Temptations, right? So they have succumbed to earthly temptations, but they're at a point in their lives now where they're suddenly realizing, hold a second, maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And this is why in this particular case, they're pouring out the liquid and they're saying, getting rid of it, getting rid of it, getting rid of it. My friends, this is exactly where you are. You need to embrace your happy side. You need to embrace your fun side. You need to find fun, and you need to recognize that fun You're not only fun when you are doing all these earthly temptations, right? You do not need earthly temptations in order to be fun. You've got to learn to trust yourself that you as you are is absolutely perfect. You as you are do not need anything, anyone, or any situation in order for your life to be perfect, in order for your life to be better. You've got to start trusting and believing in yourself. Temperance is also the card of moderation. So right now, this month, whenever that might be, right now, this month, you've got to learn, right, I don't want to be excessive one way or another. I don't want to be excessive with the thing that I do too much of or too little of. I want to find moderation. I want to find balance. And that's why temperance is coming through. Temperance is the card of balance. Temperance is the card of moderation. So you've got to find that balance and find that moderation within yourself. And that is the thing that's going to help you to trust yourself and to be more fun in this moment. So for this month, right here, right now, you need to find your equilibrium. That is the thing that is most important. It could be work. It could be relationships. It could be exercise. It could be diet. It could be 1,000 different aspects of your life. You've got to start realizing that life is not only fun when you have everything in excess. It's about moderation, and it is about finding your true self and believing and allowing your true self to be enough. Let's have a look at next month. Okay, so that is this month. Let's have a look at next month. The energy, the theme of next month is justice. So justice is ruled by air. It is Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So what is justice? Now, if you think about earthbound scenarios, justice is about truth. Justice is about consequence of action. Justice is about standing up for and defending the underdog, if I can call it that, but in a way that is fair, that is just, and that is appropriate. So, what does this mean? If you recognize right now, right here, today, current month, if you recognize where you are being excessive, where you are losing your fun, and where you need to trust yourself more, and you make changes in that department, next month you will feel more confident. You will feel stronger. You will feel as if you are exactly where you need to be. You're going to feel as if you are strong, capable, confident, that you're doing the right things for the right reasons at the right times. But if you don't get your moderation under control, if you don't make a little bit of change, tweak and adjust, if you don't embrace these energies a little bit more, you are not going to feel this way. You're going to have the opposite of justice, where everything is going to be hard, difficult, wrong, challenging, uncomfortable, daunting, etc. Because your situation then is going to be one of you being held accountable for your actions and for your behaviors. So if you want to make sure that this is the positive side of justice, you need to make sure that right here, right now, that you are making the adjustments that are necessary and understanding moderation in your life, because otherwise there are going to be consequences. Because that's really what justice is. You do something, there are consequences to those actions. So justice is the consequence. So you get to choose the consequence that's going to come for you next month by making sure that you practice moderation here, and that your life isn't just about having fun, that you do trust yourself, but it's about finding that moderated balance. Now let's look at the month thereafter. So current month, next month, the month after that. Let's have a look and see what is the theme of that month for you. We have the Nine of Wands, resilience. I love that. Again, you've got Sagittarius, but this time it's the moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius are freedom lovers. Sagittarius don't like rules. Sagittarius probably don't handle justice very well at all, okay? I'm not saying that they're rule breakers, but they are. But they are. They are. But Sagittarius are also resilient in having fun, in trusting themselves. So what does this mean? If you find moderation in your life now, if you're able to recognize what is the thing that you are doing excessively, unnecessarily excessively, okay? What is the one thing, if you can get that under control so that you're not suffering from justice or consequences, then in the third month, from now, you will be feeling better, you will be feeling stronger, and you will actually be able to be creative and enjoy the things that life brings you. So if we look at this particular card as well, all right, it is the card of resilience. But here we have a person sitting on their bed playing a guitar. They have all of these guitars behind them. They have all the amps and all the music notes and well, all the music equipment and all the things. Does owning all of these guitars make them automatically and immediately a good guitar player? No, not at all. Just like me having all of these tarot decks, having having more than one tarot deck doesn't make you automatically a good tarot reader. What makes you a good guitar player or tarot reader in my case is practice, resilience, trying, learning, experiencing, failing and adjusting accordingly, but having fun the whole way through. Like never beating yourself up over it, never being so hard on yourself that it becomes a problem. It's about moderation. So if you can find moderation in your life right now, if you can make sure that the life that you're living, the consequences of your actions are in line with what you want for yourself, you will succeed, you will learn, and you will be a damn good guitar player. Or whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that's your thing, you will have fun and you will learn to trust yourself, because that's exactly what's happened to that person. All right. So I can say to you that the next 3 months are going to be a lot of hard work, but with moderation, with understanding the consequences, understanding that if you don't do effort, you don't get outcomes. If you do too much effort, you can also still have limited outcomes. But if you can find that balance, life is going to be pretty awesome. Life is going to be pretty darn fantastic. Let's have a look at this card down here. And this is, how do you embrace all of this? Like what is something else that Spirit needs you to know? How do you embrace the energy of all of these next couple of months? And the answer is Page of Pentacles, the home of ideas. So it's about trusting your ideas. It's about trusting yourself. It's about trusting who you are. And it's about doing the work that is necessary. So again, if we look at this person, I mean, yes, they're all casual in their shorts and t-shirts and their tackies, but look at all the stuff that they've got going on here. They're being very practical. They're being very methodical, okay? But they're trying and trying and trying again. And every time they fail, every time they have a negative consequence, every time things don't work out, they don't just throw their hands up in the air and say, oh, well, that's it, I give up. They go back to the grindstone. They go back to the thing. They trust themselves. They keep going until such time as they master the thing that they need to. So how do you embrace the themes of the next 3 months? By continually reinventing yourself until you get the recipe absolutely perfect. But keep remembering to add a dollop of fun to everything that you are doing. Okay, card number 5. And this is the card of what is one change that you can expect in your life over the next 3 months. One change that you can look forward to and expect over the next 3 months. It's the Wheel of Fortune. We have Sagittarius coming through again, ruled by Jupiter, and Sagittarius is a fire sign. So the Wheel of Fortune is the card of karma. It's the card of understanding consequences. So it's interesting that it falls directly underneath the Justice card there. So what is one change that you can expect? Well, that wheel turns. The wheel of life turns. No matter what you're doing, if you're sitting on the couch and watching TV, the wheel turns, karma happens, karma unfolds. So this change that you can expect is definitely a positive, because Wheel of Fortune often in the context of something coming up for you will be a positive change. So change is going to happen, but the change can only happen if you embrace this energy over the next couple of months. If you have more fun, if you learn to trust yourself more, then there's definitely going to be, I'm going to call it a positive outcome. I'm leaning towards wanting to call it a windfall, but I don't mean that in a gambling sense, okay? I just mean is that all of a sudden everything aligns, all the planets align, and everything just clicks and everything just works out and everything is truly fabulous. So the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that there's going to be a lot of success. There's going to be a lot of positive opportunities, but I have to repeat, only if you make moderation, make some changes, understand the consequences, that things you do this month affect what happens next month, affect what happens the month after that. You will have success. Things will be fun. You will be okay. As long as you keep trying, as long as you keep being pedantic and putting the effort in and trying and trying and trying again, then the change will be positive. Your life over the next 3 months could change dramatically for the better. Okay, which is fantastic. I mean, who doesn't want that, of course, right? And our last card that we have is, how can you be your best self during this time? So, understanding everything that we've said, how can you be your best self? And the card we have here is the Nine of Swords, which is the card of despair. It is Mars in Gemini, conflict. Look what she's doing. She's sitting there crouching down. She's smoking up an absolute storm. And if you've ever seen a smoker in a moment of fear, in a moment of panic, in a moment of uncertainty, they literally what they call chain smoke, like one after another after another. She's holding an umbrella, which means she's expecting drama, she's expecting problems, she's expecting rain. But at the same time, she's not really dressed for rain. She's got scarf around her neck, and she's she's looking off to the side quite nervously because she's expecting drama. Notice the key word here is despair. What does despair mean? Despair is when things don't go according to plan and you feel despondent. You feel negative, you feel hard, you feel difficult. Remember, the question we were asking is, how do you be your best self? And I'm going to tell you, it's by acknowledging when you're feeling down. You chose this card, I am fun. You said, I want this reading because you were hoping that it would only focus on the positive. You were hoping that it would elevate you and lift you up and make you feel fabulous. But the reality of the situation is life isn't always like that. Life isn't always a barrel of fun. You've got to learn to trust yourself. You've got to learn to recognize that you are in control of your life. And if you don't practice moderation in your life at the moment, if you don't stop chain smoking, it's quite interesting how these cards are coming through, right? So if you don't practice moderation, if you don't understand that tomorrow is dependent on today's actions, the consequences of today's actions is what determines what your tomorrow will be like, in this case, next month. And in order for you to succeed at achieving the thing that you're working towards, you have to be diligent, resilient. You have to keep trying. You have to keep doing things. You know what they say? If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again in the same way, expecting different results, it's just being stupid. So stop being stupid, okay? Stop being stupid. If, like in this particular case, she's got her umbrella, she's expecting rain, she's terribly stressed, she's terribly anxious, she's feeling all the despair, she's chain smoking, she's expecting the worst, but actually the sun's shining. So if you are looking for chaos and drama, you will find it. So stop looking, moderate your life, embrace having more fun, and understand that you can still work incredibly hard and achieve all your goals while having fun, as long as you trust yourself, as long as you believe that you are worthy, as long as you believe that you are enough, as long as you believe that you have everything that your heart and soul desires. Change is positive. Change is coming, but only if you make the changes that are necessary, only if you step forward in the way that is necessary. If you don't, you're just going to sit there and chain smoke all the time. So friends, I do hope that this reading helps you. I do hope that this reading offers you a little bit of insight into the way you're living your life at the moment, so that you can make the changes that are necessary in order to live and have the best life going forward. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. So hello and welcome to those of you who chose I Am Peace as the reading that you need to hear right now. Let's get into it and see, what are you dealing with? What is coming up for you over the next couple of months? So the fact that you've chosen I Am Peace tells me it's something that you are looking for, something that you value as being relevant and important in your life at the moment. So I am shuffling the Oracle deck, the Intuitive Whispers Oracle, drawing a single card, which is going to set the tone and the theme of this reading together with I Am Peace. So let's, oh gosh, I can't pick it up. Let's have a look and see what is the theme of this particular reading. Let your ship set sail. The waters don't look very calm, don't look very peaceful, do they? They really don't look very peaceful at all. But notice how the ship is completely stable, completely secure. All right, so I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we talk about let your ship set sail. Which way does that go? Let your ship set sail and finding the peace. It's interesting how the waters, or the colors that we have here, we've got the greens and the blues. So we have Blue is our throat chakra, green is our heart space. So it's our communication and our feelings. And yet here we have got the pinks and the purples, which don't fall into the chakras, but are honestly expected the calmer, those kind of calm images to come through their colors. So it's interesting how the colors are so radically different is what I was trying to say. So when we talk about letting your ship sail, when a ship sets sail, okay, so forgetting about the fact that it's your ship, your life, your situation, but when a ship sets sail, it only does so when it has absolutely everything that it needs, being passengers, being resources, being staff, being weather, being whatever. A ship sets sail only when it knows where it's going. It knows that it has everything that it needs and it isn't missing or lacking anything. So when a ship sets sail, it is confident, it is comfortable, and it is very secure in its path ahead. There are no doubts, there are no insecurities, and there is nothing that is stopping it. And that, and knowing that you have everything that you need, knowing that everything is arranged in the way that it needs, should give you a sense of peace, should give you a sense of, I personally have never been on a cruise ship, but I imagine that when a cruise ship sets off, everybody on board, everybody who was there for the holiday and for the, did a card flip over there? Everybody who was on board and everybody who's there for the experience suddenly feels, right, this is it. It's begun now. And there is a sense of excitement and a sense of peace. So let your ship set sail is basically saying to you that you are ready, that you have everything that you need. There is nothing that is lacking. There is nothing that is short. There is nothing that is not there. You have absolutely everything that you need. Right, I'm going to lay these out and then I will turn them over one by one as we go through the reading. Just bring them down a little bit. So you are ready. We don't know what you're ready for. We're going to find out from our cards. But you are absolutely ready. And you need to be at peace with this activity, this journey, this experience that you are going on. Because even though the waters look terribly, all over the place, you are ready. You have everything that you need. The ship is standing absolutely upright, and there is definitely peace in your life. I am peace. So let's have a look. This first card over here gives you your current month energy. So current month energy is whenever you watch this video, whatever now is, this is the energy, the theme of this month for you. And you have the Knight of Swords, which is the escape plan. So look at this person, right? Sitting on top of a really nice car. Notice the car's number plate, Revolution, right? Guess what they stand for? She's holding her knife up in the air and she's ready to do it. Like she is the revolt. She is the revolution. She is somebody who goes against the escape plan, always thinking about, right, how do I'm going to push the limits. I'm going to push the things. I'm going to push, but I always need my escape plan. How do I get out of it? Knight of Swords is very quick thinking, quick action, quick movement. Very different to this I am peace. That's why I said to you, when I first started your particular reading, I said to you, you've chosen this because you're looking for peace in your life. You're looking, but right now there's just like it's chaos around you. You've got all of these kind of crazy waters, but you're constantly looking for an escape plan. You're constantly looking for not how do I fix, how do I mend, and how do I make better? How do I get out of here? Like, what is my way out? I need out. And you're sort of just fighting and clawing to get yourself out. It's quite, I'm exhausted. It's quite a chaotic energy. And this is what you're going through at the moment, which is why you chose this reading, because all you want is tranquility and calm and peace and serenity. But what you have, even though you're upright, even though you're absolutely fine, it's not that you're struggling, it's not that you're finding it difficult, but it's a lot. Okay, it is a lot. So current month, what you're going through, what you're dealing with right now is you're sitting there, you're probably in a beautiful space, you're probably, everything is great, but you're feeling very overwhelmed. You're feeling like, I need to be constantly doing something. I need to be working. I need to be busy. I need to, and like I said, I'm exhausted. This energy is certainly not a peaceful energy. It is crazy waters, crazy chaos all around you. That is the energy of your current moment. How do you navigate that? Like, what should you be aware of? Well, number one is to acknowledge. Number one is to acknowledge the overwhelm, to acknowledge the feelings, to acknowledge whatever it is that's going on in your life. Because if you don't acknowledge it, it's never going to go away. Okay, so as soon as you acknowledge it, as soon as you can admit it to yourself, acknowledge it to yourself, immediately we've started the process on finding calm, finding solitude, finding the peace that you are looking for. So if you can acknowledge that, if you can look at it honestly and truthfully and label it for yourself, let's see what next month looks like. So this is next month. This is the theme and the energy of next month as a continuation or a follow-on from that. And you have the Queen of Cups, the throne of emotion. So what I love about the Queen of Cups, okay, is that she is very much aware of everybody. She's taking care of those in the water. She's taking care of those in the air. She's taking care of those in the land. She's taking care of everybody. She has room for everybody. She loves, she nurtures, she takes care of. So, but it's definitely a very different energy from the escape plan. This is suddenly things are calming. Things are more peaceful. She loves with a big heart. She cares with a big heart. She does with a big heart. And everything that she does comes from the heart space. Everything she does comes from love, is with love, is for love. Whereas here, it's about survival and instinct and pressure and all the rest of it. So this is saying when you can acknowledge what it is that you're going through, when you can recognize that you are ready to start living the life that you deserve, when you can work yourself towards peace, peace comes very easily. You are always going to be the person that takes care of others. It's who you are, okay? You are a nurturer. You are somebody, and this is why you're always looking for an escape plan. How do I fix? How do I mend? How do I make better? You're always working towards that. So next month, you're still going to be taking care of other people, because by taking care of other people, you feel like you're taking care of yourself. Let's look at the month after that, and then we can put the three into perspective. So this is the energy current month, next month, the month after that. Let's have a look. You have the Seven of Wands with a keyword of courage, and this is Mars in Leo. Now, again, she is a little bit of a I want to say revolutionist, but I don't know what the word is. So she's standing her ground, okay? She is sitting her ground. Let me not say standing her ground. She is sitting her ground. She's holding space. She's lit her candles. She's got her whatever it is that she feels. But look at the police force behind her. And she's like, I'm not moving. I believe in what I believe. I stand up for what I believe. I'm not going to back down just because you say so. This is my truth. This is my reality, and I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping until I achieve my objective. So it's almost like I want to say we're back here again, but the energy isn't as manic. This definitely, even though we've got red sky, even though you've got this police presence, notice that they're black and white. Notice that they're grey, if I can put it that way. And she's quite calm. She's quite sitting there, and she's like saying, you know what, I'm not moving until I get what I want. I'm not moving until I have the peace that I'm looking for. I'm not giving up until the waters are calm. So I like this. We start off where there's manic and panic and fear and whatever kind of thing. Then we go into this, I love everybody and I take care of everybody and I'm doing this for everybody. And then we go to, all right, now I'm going to sit here and I'm not moving until I have what I need, until I get what I need, until I have the peace, because I believe in what I believe in and I'm standing up for what I believe in, and I'm not going to stop until everything is okay. But this is Spirit saying that you are ready. This is Spirit saying to you right now, you are ready to stand up for that one thing that's been irritating you. So what, my friends, is happening in your life at the moment where you've been tight-lipped, where you haven't said it, spoken out, where you haven't expressed yourself? What is going on in your life where you need to actually tell somebody, I don't like that? What area of your life is that happening in? You need to start speaking out. It's going to trigger a few things, but I feel like it's going to trigger things that need to be triggered. And you are not going to find the peace that you are yearning for in your life. You are not going to find that peace if you don't have the courage. Did I even mention that to you? Did I show you the key word there, courage? That you're not going to find the courage if you don't, first of all, acknowledge what is going on in your life and realize that everything that you do is for the benefit of everybody else. But in order for you to find the peace and the happiness and the joy that you're looking for in life, you have to be that person, that nurturer, that defender and that lover of life. So you want peace, but in order to have peace, you've got to get through a bit of chaos first. Peace doesn't come just by clicking our fingers. Peace is something that we have to work through, that we have to work on. And often peace doesn't come unless you in stand in your truth, stand in your power, stand in your belief of who you are and what matters the most to you. All right, let's have a look at this next row down. And this is the card of how to embrace this. So like now we've sort of uncovered something that you didn't even think about coming here, okay? When you chose I am peace, this was like the last thing on your mind. How do we embrace this? So this is something that you need to deal with over the next couple of months. How do you embrace this? We have the Page of Cups, the home of expression. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. You have to speak out. You have to express yourself. You have to be who you truly are. You have to be who you truly are. You have to say and do all the things that need to be said and done. So Page of Cups, right? Page of Cups often doesn't feel like they qualified. Page of Cups is somebody who often doesn't feel capable. They often doubt themselves. They think, oh yeah, I should say that. And maybe next time I will. But this is about understanding that you've got to let your ship sail. You are ready. You have everything that you need. You have the knowledge, you have the inspiration, you have the information, but most importantly, you have the desire for this. But the only way that you're going to get this is by expressing yourself. This is the home of expression. It doesn't matter if the way you choose to express yourself is different to the way everybody else expresses themselves. If everybody else is if everybody else is having blonde hair and you decide to go for purple, you are expressing yourself in a way that feels comfortable for you. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter if it's different from the norm. This is saying stand out. How do you embrace this that you need and that you will and that you have to experience to find this? By expressing yourself the way that you are without worrying about how other people will think. Because if anybody has a problem with how you express yourself, it's their issue, not yours. They have a problem with it because it makes them uncomfortable. How is that your fault? How is that your problem? It's not. Sit there, stand your ground. But understand that right now, all you're doing is trying to find a safe, easy way out without causing any problems. In order to love unconditionally the way that you need to, you have to recognize that you have to be your true independent self. Let's have a look at our next card. This is an interesting one, okay? And I think it's going to be very interesting for you guys because this is one change that you can expect to happen over the next 3 months. One change that is almost guaranteed to happen. And you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands with a keyword of dominion, and it is Mars in Aries. So Mars in Aries is not an energy to take lightly. So Mars is fire, Aries is fire. Mars rules Aries. Aries is about dominion, about dominance, about being first and doing things. And I don't care about you, I'm doing it my way. Yeah. Look at this lady. Isn't she just fabulous? I mean, in her boots, in her dress, holding her wand, she's fabulous. She's expressing herself very comfortably, very confidently. She don't give a damn about anybody else. She's not aggressive though, okay? This is one thing that you must understand. Mars and Aries is not always about fighting. It's not always about aggression. And actually, even though we're talking about standing up for yourself, none of the cards that I've spoken of here are fighting. There is no action. There is no aggressiveness. It's all silent assertiveness. And this is what you need to express yourself with silence assertiveness. So this card here was a change that you can expect to happen during this period. And the change is you being confident enough to stand up for yourself. The change is for you to express yourself in the way that you are most comfortable without giving any consideration to how other people may react to that, because other people's opinions don't matter to the life that you are living, to the life that you have in front of you. And finally, my friends, how can you be your best self during this time? How can you be your best self during this time? The King of Wands, the throne of fire. So peace is not fiery. Let your ship sail is fiery. And again, look at all the red, look at all the passion, look at all the enthusiasm that he holds. He's not afraid of anybody. He's not afraid of anything, of anyone. You have come into this a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive, thinking, I don't know if I can, but what will people think of me and how will people judge me? This reading is telling you to hell with that. If you want to find peace in your life, peace is not calm, tranquility, nothingness. Peace is happiness of heart. You're never going to have happiness of heart if you're not honest with yourself. Let your ship sail. You are ready. You are ready to step forward. You are ready to step out of your familiar. You are ready to step out of your safety zone. And you are ready to start speaking your truth. You know, I'm going to give you an example which hopefully will help you to understand this. So if you are somebody who just don't want to offend anybody with my example. So if you are somebody whose sexual preference is different from society's expectations, and this is you trying to conform, this is you trying to stay within that lane, this is you trying to do what your family and society expects of you, but you're never going to find peace. As much as you may exist and as much as you may be okay, you're never going to find peace. It's only when you truly embrace the truth of who you are and you come out of the, so to speak, closet, and you start telling people, actually, this is my preference. This is who I am. This is how I identify. This is the life that I am. This is the person I am. Only then will you actually find peace in your life. Until you are honest with yourself and the people around you, you will never find peace. So you've come here looking for peace. And this reading has done everything but that, because this reading is telling you that you're never going to have peace unless you do the thing that you're most afraid of. And that's being honest with yourself and the people in your life. So be honest, friends. Step out of your comfort zone. Do the things that are necessary. Stand up for what you believe is true. Be you. Let your ship sail. You're ready. You've got everything that you need to be happy. You've got everything that you need to be successful. You've got everything that you need to have the peace that you desire in your life. But it's not going to happen if you are not honest with yourself first.